All right. Hello, everyone, and now welcome to a game between FoCuS and Foggy. This game taking place here on, well, Shallow Grave 1.3. We have FoCuS spawning as the red orc on the top left-hand side of the map, opening things up. Meanwhile, on the bottom right-hand side of the map, we have Foggy spawning as the blue night elf. This game taking place here on Shallow Grave 1.3, played on the NetEase servers. Went through some hoops and jumps and all sorts of stuff to be able to get this game for you. Hopefully, it will be a great game, and well, it will be worth all of that extra effort. FoCuS opening things up. You can see Altar of Storms. There's a barracks and finally a burrow. It looks like it is going to be your classic Blade Master grunts going up against Keeper of the Grove, most likely with archers. We'll see if anyone really deviates from this particular strategy as things are already getting underway here. All right, what is going to be the hero? Keeper of the Grove, no surprise. Meanwhile, nope. Shoo. Shadow Hunter first coming in from FoCuS. So FoCuS opening up with Shadow Hunter, maybe going for some sort of, well, a quick serpent ward healing wave type of strategy and being able to put pressure that right. All right. Casting with Nessie, he's opening up with an update. Yeah, it seemed that way. The people on the stream were pretty much watching me as I was trying to figure out what was going on, why I couldn't download, and replays weren't working for about a good what was it, 10 minutes? How long have I been streaming? A good 10 minutes. And as we're going to be looking at the Voodoo Lounge now being set up over here, we should be looking at the Shadow Hunter using that Lightning Shield creep tactic that was made popular on a Tyrannus stand. It takes an additional grunt, and as long as a unit is standing between multiple targets, it then gets Lightning Shield cast. So we're going to wait for it right there. The Shadow Hunter purposely getting Lightning Shield cast, but we may see a Wisp detonate. Oh, quick Hex on the Wisp. So a Hex on the Wisp to prevent the detonation from the Wisp so that the Shadow Hunter can still accurately creep. Interesting play there. And some things that players don't realize is that when you Hex a unit, it actually lasts significantly longer than when you hex it on a hero. But to see the Shadow Hunter hex a Wisp, well, what, 2 minutes and 30 seconds into the game, absolutely clutch play that is setting things up now for FoCuS. Foggy, however, does have Keeper of the Grove already at level 2, has access to Entangle and those treants, and has Cloak of Shadows, can hide alongside those archers when necessary. There's a Rogue Wizard right there. There is going to be perhaps a little bit of damage. Who's going to finish off that Rogue Wizard? Rogue Wizard gives experience to the Shadow Hunter. Shadow Hunter now sitting at level 2 as he's trying to back away. Keeper of the Grove has taken down a Grunt already, and that is a very big setback here as a Wisp does get taken down, and now the Shadow Hunter trying to retreat back, get back close here. Now, a little interesting that this seems a much more like purpley red to me, but I don't know. You guys let me know as the Keeper of the Grove looks to back away once more. Healing salves were used. No Clarity Potion on that Shadow Hunter as of yet, and only Hex as the ability so far. Shadow Hunter may have to be very careful. Keeper of the Grove, there's a little bit of damage right there. Archers are shadow melded here as well as the Keeper of the Grove decides to back up. 14 supply army compared to 13. Both sides are teching the tier 2 nicely. Hunter's Hall is already down and getting that ultra vision for improved vision at night. Coupled alongside that, we should be looking at dual Ancients of Lore after that tech to tier 2, and we may be transitioning perhaps into Dryads, Bears, and Mountain Giants, as Huntresses may be a difficult call as there is already a level 2 Shadow Hunter out here on the battlefield. All right, Shadow Hunter quickly getting entangled there once more. Going to be forced to try and retreat back. We are looking at the Forest Troll Warlord trying to get in some damage. And really, this Archer here has just been acting as a sentry ward throughout this match from Foggy, keeping track of the Shadow Hunter and its army's movements. Might go Druids of the Talon. Well, Druids of the Talon, normally not that common now, especially if the player or if the person opens up with the earlier Hunter's Hall. The earlier Hunter Hall normally leads me to believe that they're going to be going for Ancient of Lores instead of those Ancient of Winds. Keeper of the Grove, Staff of Teleportations in. There goes another entangle on that Shadowhunter. Foggy really using those Moonwells aggressively to try and keep that Keeper of the Grove topped off, as the Shadowhunter uses, well, a scroll of speed in order to get away, and also has that healing salve. Has to be very, very careful, trying to dance around every which way. There goes another entangle, and the Shadowhunter has not been able to keep that grunt, or keep his grunts alive and well. Trading grunts for archers, not a good call whatsoever, as we see another unit getting taken down there. Keeper of the Grove, are we going to see a deny? No, we are not. Keeper of the Grove finishes off another grunt with that extra bit of experience. Coming back down to the south here, we are at Tree of Ages. I don't see any Ancients of Lore being built as of yet. Ancient Protector now being built, so maybe that was the reason for it. Ancient Protector being built off to the side, and you now can start walking over to the Stronghold. We are looking at a Blade Master as that second hero. Ancient Protector slowly making its way over, as the Shadow Hunter taking a little bit of damage here. All right, Ancient Protector should be able to root here in just a moment. Alchemist is going to be the second hero. All right, so Keeper of the Grove and Alchemist. Acid Bomb now going down, and Ancient Protector finally roots itself, but it may be too little, too late, as it's already down to half-life and dropping very quickly. All right, trying to finish off this Ancient Protector. It will end up getting taken down, but did absorb a good amount of hit points, as the units are still trying to back away here. More damage going added up onto that Grunt as well. Grunt could easily get taken on. Huntress is trying to chase in after that unit, as the Grunt down to 69 hit points and able to back away. Meanwhile, Foggy now trying to retreat back with that Alchemist, and we end up getting blocked by its own Wisp right there. There's a quick, well, Windwalk strike, and the Alchemist goes down. That bonus 40 damage, just enough. Foggy in a little bit of trouble there, that as he loses a level 1 Alchemist. The Resurrection is part of the problem there, as the Blade Master now going to try to fight his way through. Shadowhunter trying to break its way through as well. There's no ensnares as of yet, as the Shadowhunter doesn't have that many get out of jail cards any longer, using those Scroll of Speeds and not having any Potion of Healings. Coming back down to the south, there is dual Ancients of Lore coming in from Foggy, as that initial Ancient Protector, well, pressure did not really mount to very much, but did, well, cause the Alchemist to get taken down. Keeper of the Grove is sitting at level 2 here. Will be getting that much closer to level 3, finishing off that level 2 and level 1 Murloc Creep Camp, as the Alchemist makes its way back out, low on mana, but still an important unit to have out back on the battlefield. Blade Master going after the Forest Troll Warlord. Raiders are here as well. Grunts in position. Shadow Hunter, well, getting in some Spirit Link, trying to get some heals as well, as the Grunts are off to the side. Blade Master picking up a Potion of Greater Mana, going to be useful for that Shadow Hunter later on, as the Blade Master really wants more agility items and auto attack damage items instead. One survivability item most likely in the works as well, as the Forest Troll High Priest will get taken down, giving level 2 to the Blade Master and level 3 to the Shadow Hunter, a double level up, greatly increasing the power of the overall Orc army. Coming back through, level 3 Keeper of the Grove with level 2 Treant summoning in an additional Treant to absorb damage. Alchemist in that frontline spot now, trying to, well, get up to level 2 and will have no problems getting there. There's that duel. There are the archers that we were expecting, but no sign of a tech to tier 3, so no sign of bears or of mountain giants as of yet. Level 3, level 2 going up against level 3, level 2. Players on Shallow Grave are just clearing up all of the little creep camps here now, as that last unit gets taken down. Forest Troll High Priest will also be taken down as well. All right, little bit of experience. Tome of Strength picked up by that Blade Master. Blade Master does have a Ring of Regeneration and a Circlet of Nobility. Going to be making its way down. Meanwhile, Foggy sitting at level 2, Keeper of the Grove sitting at level 3, and the Alchemist is going to be able to pick up that item. Scourge Bone Chimes, not the item he was looking for, should quickly sell that, as the Blade Master now shows up. Serpent Wards are down as well. Level 2 Serpent Wards dealing big damage. Are they going to be able to focus down any of those Dryads that are gotten farther and farther back? Scroll of Speed trying to chase down some of those units as well, as we are looking at some healing spray available, as there is no ensnares, as the Raider was already taken down earlier. If Foggy can keep this going, that would be absolutely great, but Foggy's Alchemist is now down to 183 hit points and now being forced to back up once again. Grunts looking to clean things up. Serpent Wards cleaning up quite a bit of damage. Kodo Beast has nothing in its belly. 41 supply compared to 43. Not quite sure who was the victor in that particular battle. All right, you look at the army of FoCuS, a lot more damage being absorbed across multiple units here. We do see a mirror image joining in on the battle here. So mirror image gonna go ahead and as he aggroes away. Are we gonna try and take down that fort? No, take down the rogue wizard here. Perhaps there was some sort of additional healing unit. Is that no? That's just a frog. As the rock golem now makes its way back. However, it looks as though Foggy could be able to capitalize on this creepjack, and creepjack here doesn't know that the blade master is still off to the north, and this may just be dealing with familiarity of the map. Normally, when you try to pull away rock golems or other creep camps like that, you believe that there is a forest troll high priest or some other healing unit that makes a creep camp that much more difficult, and you try and take it down. Also, another thing that happens is that the rock golems themselves don't use that boulder toss and don't stun. So perhaps that was the play that he was looking for, as we see, well, healing wards being placed down to heal up all of these grunts. The perfect item in this scenario, as there was just so many low hit point units that needed to be, well, rejuvenated and recharged. We are still looking at tier 2. We do have the fortified upgrades for those burrows and getting level 1 armor upgrades across the board. Shadowhunter now going to be making its way through. Both sides sitting at level 3. Foggy getting into 59 supply, going into low upkeep without an expansion. Both sides are at Tree of Ages, and we're still at a tier 2 with Tree of Ages and trying to train up more dryads. Is this going to be just a massive dryad army to try and slow things down? And the serpent wards, are they going to be able to do perhaps a bit too much damage? That is the question. There is one staff of preservation, not two, as the alchemist does also have a book of the dead, but there is also, spirit walkers are going to be able to disenchant pretty easily. All right, healing spray along the backside here, trying to keep up all of those units. Serpent wards, their range at 600, outranging those dryads by a little bit, able to poke across some more damage. Kodo Beast still sitting with an empty belly, unable to eat any additional units, as we're looking at the skeletal archers coming in from the side to get in a little bit of burst damage. There's one spirit walker in the back, but the mana is low, so that was absolutely timed well, as the Shadowhunter now gets up to level 4. We're also looking at illusions in the frontline position, trying to cause a little bit of blocking and decay here, as we're finally seeing all of those skeletal units, or most of the skeletal units, getting taken down. Healing Ward now being placed down. Is it going to quickly get destroyed? Yes, it will. Alchemist still trying to fight along that front side here. Slow poison coming back across, as the grunts, if they try to retreat, will just be absorbing even more damage. Healing spray even across its own illusion unit to absorb a little bit more damage, as well as the alchemist still in that frontline spot without mana to really do anything else except for act as a giant tank. Keeper of the Grove low on mana in the back. Foggy really trying to put in some pressure and deal damage with this attack. 49 supply compared to 47, but the home field advantage of potions may be too much, as we're looking at the Shadowhunter maybe needing access to a potion of mana to be able to do something here. 49 supply compared to 42. Foggy coming out a bit ahead in that fight here, but remember, there is still an expansion up for FoCuS, who will be able to replenish his army that much more quickly. Alchemists rejoining in on the battle here. Dryads are across here. 1-0 upgrades. They're going to try and move off to the north again, get in some poke damage. No entangles either, as the Grunt now trying to retreat back here. Blade Master absorbing a little bit of damage. Grunt finally gets taken down. Serpent Ward going to get taken down. Nope. Yes, no. Yes, finally getting taken out and trying to remove that home field advantage that of this Voodoo Lounge, as it was built in a very forward position. More dryads joining the party, seeing their brothers or sisters in action, and now trying to finish off many of these raiders. Dryads will get taken down still. No staff of preservation. Healing spray keeping that one dryad alive at just the right moment constantly, as we see a couple of dispels going down. Huntress could get taken down. No, Blade Master does not get a critical strike, as Foggy's Huntress able to retreat back and just simply run back all the way home. Ancient of War now making its way over to the Voodoo Lounge, noticing that perhaps an expansion is up. 58 supply compared to 49. The army size difference is rather, Foggy only has 9 workers compared to 14, and that is because of that additional expansion. So the army difference is actually quite large here, as both sides are continuing to fight this pressure. Blade Master trying to charge on in, going after this Dryad. Dryad gonna easily get taken down there, as it is ensnared, but a Raider gets traded in the crossfire, as well as the slow poison damage is just getting added up more and more. Alchemist still needs quite a bit more mana. Dryads trying to continue this pressure battle again and again as a grunt. 800 hit points decides, you know what, I don't really want to run on in within range of all of these Dryads. One Ancient of War trying to eat its way through the trees, but taking way too much damage than it can heal, as the units are still trying to make their way back. Kodo Beast may try to go for a hungry Kodo moment here, but it can easily turn into a pincushion if it's not careful. Blade Master also low on hit points, but that Ring of Regeneration really creating quite a bit of work as the Alchemist gets Staff of Teleportation back, or Preservation back home, in order to Staff of Teleport back in, and then just continue to use that healing spray for all of that bonus damage, or well, recovering all of that damage again. Great use on that Alchemist, as that Alchemist just acts constantly as some sort of a moving mobile ambulance, being able to teleport back home and bringing the necessary healing supplies once more. The Ancient of War was in fact taken down, so no more pressure there, but Foggy is sitting on a 58 supply to 53 supply advantage with an 11 supply advantage in the army itself. Is that going to be enough, as we see another grunt get taken down once more? The Dryad's not able to focus down these burrows, as the burrows do have fortified armor, but now going after the barracks instead, trying to remove some of the production buildings. All right, a little bit more damage there. Blade Master now retreating back, able to use that Wind Walk once more, as the Alchemist may, well, nope, simply just going to retreat back with that Dryad. 56 supply compared to 55, and still trying to rebuild that army. Coming back through, well, if you're fight what is important to your opponent, where your opponent is not, and taking a play from Sun Tzu, attacking a critical location where the army is going to have a difficult time to defend, and now coming in from behind to try and put in the pressure here. We are looking at a couple of the watchtowers getting taken down. Meanwhile, this is going to give time for FoCuS to regroup, and look at this here. We're going to go ahead and try and engage in from the back, as the Dryads are now pushing on into position. One Dryad still standing under the guard tower here, not in a great spot. Healing spray not healing up fast enough, as we see a quick Hex go down onto the Alchemist. Another Dryad gets taken down, and suddenly FoCuS now has a supply lead, but still about even in terms of army now. 38 supply compared to 40, and now finally has a supply lead in the army. That sudden shift, trying to take down some of those other buildings, and well, trying to back their opponent up into a corner. He was unable to fully engage with the entire army. Now that he's fully able to engage with the entire army, and able to try and push back here once more. Mirror Image, I believe, was used right. Was it Mirror Image? No, I thought that. Yeah, I think it was Mirror Image was used right in that situation to try and escape from that entangle there, as we're looking at another Serpent Ward about to be taken down. All right, Alchemist needs the healing spray himself alongside some of these Dryads. Alchemist is down to 500 some odd hit points, but still has plenty of mana and has a Clarity potion to boot. 49 supply compared to 59. FoCuS was holding on throughout much of that battle, but the economic advantage of FoCuS has started to take hold, and now has a supply side advantage even in terms of the army. As the Keeper of the Grove now retreats back here, we are looking at Tree of Ages, taking the Tree of Eternity. That timing on the Tree of Eternity, perhaps 2 additional Dryads being trained up would have been better, instead of trying to attack the Tree of Eternity, as we don't see any real benefit of the Tree of Eternity, and we shouldn't see it for another 2 minutes or so. 62 supply compared to 47. We are looking still at tier 2 here. If we can get a couple of bears onto the battlefield to deal with those raiders, that may be enough. Also getting in a couple of good rejuvenations. Meanwhile, Foggy is looking to get some additional, well, Ring of Protection, actually very strong for an Alchemist, as it goes from 3 armor to 7 on an 1100 hit point unit. That is generally a very, very big deal, as the Druids of the Claw are getting mastery training right now. Only 1 Druid of the Claw out here on the battlefield so far, so that is going to continue to be a bit of a problem, as we are getting into a second Druid of the Claw, but now going into low upkeep. All right, Ogre Lord gonna end up taking a little bit of damage. Keeper of the Grove does have that Orb of Venom. You can see how slowly that Ogre Lord is running away. There's a quick roar, but only giving bonus damage to the Druid of the Claw, the Keeper of the Grove, and that Alchemist, as we do see, well, Legion of Doomhorn as that third, as that red item drop here. All right, Alchemist trying to pick up some additional gold here. Is it going to be enough? Meanwhile, Scroll of Town Portal coming back down to the south. Raiders seem to be ready to try and put on pressure. Scroll of Town Portal ready to engage. There is one Druid of the Claw. Second Druid of the Claw is ready off to the side. Perhaps getting a rejuvenation order. Raiders are going to be ready to push it down here as the Kodo Beast bringing in up the rear to give a little bit of bonus damage. Kodo Beast, well, now Kodo Beast too far away from that ensnared Druid of the Claw. Meanwhile, one Druid of the Claw still not part of the fight. Healing Spray. Foggy missing out a very, very big unit in this battle. Is he going to re-engage with it? No, he is not. And that one Druid of the Claw could make a big difference as we're looking at that Druid of the Claw here needing a rejuvenation, finally getting taken down. All right, two Druids of the Claw down to the south there. They're not rallied in with the rest of the army, and that could be the big enough problem. There's already a supply advantage for FoCuS. You don't need to give your opponent an additional 8 supply advantage by not using those units. FoCuS able to just put in that pressure, and well, impossible to dive on in without those 2 additional Druids of the Claw off to the south. This is definitely going to be a one-sided battle as the Druids of the Claw finally make their way over, only in time to get in some rejuvenations here onto that Keeper of the Grove. Keeper of the Grove down to dead with a quick problem there. We are finally transforming into the Druids of the Claw, but that is going to be the GG. Great game by FoCuS, being able to stick around in the fight and then being able to fend off his opponent long enough to get the victory. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed it.